I won a couple of showdowns and I topped a few others, and I just wanted to show you all some of the lists that I used and show you some of the things that I learned as well. So I basically won 2 events with this green Iden list, and I say basically won because one of the stores, they split up their event into 2 different weeks where they had Swiss rounds for each week and then a top 4 cut for each week, and then the winner of the top 4 for each week would then play each other for the championship window. So I did win one of those weeks. I didn't win the second week, so which is funny because they let you enter both. So if I won both of them, then I would play against myself in the finals, and then you just you get 2 finalists and a champion window as well. But that's not what happened. I lost to the person who won the second week, so I technically didn't win that championship window. But that first week, I went 7-1 with this list, so it still felt like a win to me. Anyways, I did win a showdown with this deck, and both those events had top cuts. Nothing changed in the lists, and I was inspired to return to Green Iden because of another powerful local gamer friend that had also been doing really well with Green Iden a lot lately, and I had just been exploring all of the other decks, and I wanted to take a break and come back to Green Iden. And honestly, this deck, it's just feels really consistent, and it seems solid against just about anything. However, in that last event, I did get 2-0'd back-to-back by the same green boba player, so, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it was really fun, super cool. So, in the finals of the 2 events that I played this deck, well, the finals that I won in that 2-part one, and then the actual finals of this one that I did win. Hopefully that's not confusing. I just wanted to show you 2 really cool things. I was smart enough to take a picture of the one that I played against Cunning Palpatine, but I didn't get a picture of the board state of the winning turn against my friend Ian, he was also playing Green Iden that day. So we were playing the mirror match essentially, but I just wanted to set this up for you to just show you how epic it was, because the store owner was there sitting next to us. We were both there. It was almost 1 a.m. on Wednesday, just trying to get these, this was the 8th round I had played this day. And Ian has System Patrol Craft up, and he has Relentless up. And I had a Darth Vader on the board, and it'll take me a second to remember exact life totals, but basically what happened is he had used an overwhelming barrage on his Relentless to basically kill everything I had except for my Darth Vader, I think. And I wasn't very low on HP. I could take all of this damage, so the 13 damage from this, and I could take it again on the next turn. Is that 13, 14, 15, 16? Ooh, maybe not. Maybe exactly. I think this maybe the System Patrol Craft was already exhausted or something. But so my Iden was basically at full health, and you know what actually happened is I'm pretty sure I had my own Relentless, and I think he was able to play something, and then he was able to use an overwhelming barrage to clear the Relentless and kill a Death Trooper that I had. And so then it was the start of my turn. I had the resources, and I had another Relentless in my hand. And after he had done that, I thought to myself, what if I can play Relentless and get him to just attack his Relentless into mine, and then at the end of the turn, it'll die, mine'll die, and then I can play events again. And I was like, either way, I like both situations, whether he goes to the base or not. And so he decided to hit me in the base. I mean, how could you pass it up? 10 damage to the base is huge. And so then we both have Relentlesses on the board, so our first events each turn are negated. I'm pretty sure this started out with I think I was able to hit him with the Vader, and then I think he had to hit me after this, so then I got to have initiative. Yeah, I got to have initiative. And on the next turn, he was, oh yeah, he healed to 9. Yeah, he healed to 9 HP. But he's got a Sentinel here. And my first play the next turn is I play a Devastator. And I have the Devastator kill the System Patrolcraft. So System Patrolcraft dies. He's got a Relentless, I've got a Relentless, I've got a Vader. And then his next play is to play a Avenger. And I just let the Avenger kill the Devastator that I played. Because after that, I get to hit his base for 8 with Relentless. And then I've got a I let the Avenger kill my Devastator, right? And he can hit me in the base for 8 here, but it's not lethal damage. And he's at 1 HP, so Vader's gonna finish him off, and the first event is negated. It was so crazy. It was super fun, super epic, and I'm just glad that I got to share that with you all right here. And then really quick, the other one was this right here. This screenshot was against Cunning Palpatine. It was such a crazy epic game. I sighted in my repairs so that I could have a way of countering the Palpatine flip turn. But in game 3, I ended up not needing to do it. I ended up he flipped Palpatine and I think he stole an Inferno 4 or something. So but he needed to do it. And I had the repair sitting in my hand, but he was able to go so aggro. If you can see, I don't know if you can see up there. Oh, probably because you're, let me turn this camera off real quick. Oh, you still can't see it. Oh, look at that. Whoa, technology. Oh, you still can't see it because of the cutoff. But there's, you see this pile of cards up here? It's, we were going through it. He had gone through multiple change of hearts. You can see that's a change of heart there. But he had gone through multiple change of hearts, and Mahdi combos, and he literally got me to 1 HP after I used a repair. I had to use a repair to make myself not die and still put me to 1 HP. And I ended up stabilizing, and this is the board that I ended up stabilizing with. I'm pretty sure I played a couple back-to-back Darth Vaders, and then the Viper probe droids were what I was getting off of the Vaders, which allowed me like 2 consecutive turns of being able to see what was in his hand, so I knew I was fearless in being able to just put these on the board, because the stuff he had in hand wasn't that impactful. I think he had 1 more change of heart, and then he ended up taking the cell block guard, and then I just killed it with a Viper probe droid. And it was wild. It was such a crazy game. It was super fun. My most recent win was with this red Chirrut deck. The event was just 4 Swiss rounds, and whatever the standings were what the standings were, and I happened to go 4-0. And I actually, before this event, had literally 0 games as Chirrut. Like, I played 0 games as Chirrut. I had played against Chirrut a few times. There's a local player that I see at a few tournaments who he mains Chirrut. I've never seen him not on Chirrut. But I just wanted to try my own version of Chirrut out. I had seen lists online before, but, you know, during this day, I actually went to another showdown as well. And that's where I played my Galactic Ambition Thrawn decks that I also had 0 games on. So this was a day of experimentation, and I was just gonna go with it. Okay. So in here we've got Carabast, and it was mostly just to keep the heroism card count high for 4 Akaz I Believe in. As you can see, I'm super weird, and I put 2 4 Akaz I Believe in here, but that's because I believe Chirrut is kind of an aggro deck. The Forces with me was not ever used. I'm not sure it's very great in this version. I would probably just replace this with another Freedom Fighter. General Dodonna was insane. I placed him in here literally so that Chirrut could dodge takedown against the control decks the turn that I deploy Chirrut. That way he's just super, super safe against those decks because, you know, you have 5 resources, you play your Dodonna out first, and if they have to do something to kill Dodonna, then Chirrut gets to come out and not die. And it's probably a takedown if that's what they're doing. And then that means they have to have another takedown for Chirrut the following turn. So that was kind of the strat with Dodonna in here. Jedi Lightsaber was the only equip that I needed, the only upgrade I needed. And Chirrut can also only have damage on him up to whatever his current HP is. So a good trick was trying to save a lightsaber or save a wing leader to put on him after my opponent had assumed he was going to die next round. Redemption was also just super clutch against yellow Boba Fett. The games were super tight. It was crazy. And I played against a yellow Iden player as well that was playing hard control, and the Freedom Fighters super clutched it up against them, as well as the Force Surrenders. As you can see down here in the side deck, the Force Surrenders were insane against the hard control decks. I can't help but put them in there. The Disabling Fang Finders are also great against that. And yeah, the 2 hardest matchups that I played against that day was yellow Boba and yellow Iden, but I was able to get it out. Against yellow Iden, it was a 2-0. The yellow Boba player did get me one of the games. But yeah, I just enjoy it. It felt like just playing an aggro deck, but I kind of have like this big guy that can kind of go fast too. I felt like Tarkin Town was pretty solid. It was pretty useful against the yellow Boba player, them ambushing in a Bosk, and then me being able to just finish off the Bosk with Tarkin Town to keep my aggression high. Mace Windu was really good, actually. I got to finish off an Iden after I took the shield off, and then was able to then attack the base for 5 damage after that. K2SO is like one of the best cards in the game. Absolutely crazy. And yeah, Luke was fine. Luke was decent. Nothing really shined too hard during those 4 games with him, but it was good. It felt great. Yeah. All right. The finale we've got for you here is this Galactic Ambition Thrawn deck that I cooked up. And so, first let me just tell you the dream combo, and then I'll tell you more about it. Okay, so the ultimate dream combo, like why I crafted this deck was, let's pretend you start the game with initiative, right? So turn 1, you play Bib Fortuna. Turn 2, you use Thrawn's effect to exhaust whatever unit your opponent played on turn 1. And then you use Bib Fortuna to play a resupply at a discount. Then the next turn you have 5 resources, and maybe you also have the initiative again. You use Thrawn's ability again to exhaust one of their units, and then you play Jabba the Hutt to search for sneak attack. Then the following turn you have 6 resources. So you use Bib Fortuna to play Galactic Ambition for 6, and Galactic Ambition plays Relentless, so that the first event your opponent plays every phase is negated. It does nothing. And then the turn after that, you happen to have 7 resources, and you know what you can do with 7 resources? Well, with Jabba the Hutt and Bib Fortuna, you can play Sneak Attack for free. And you have 7 resources, and Sneak Attack lets you play a unit for 3 less, and you can play a Devastator for 7 resources. So, and it's readied. So then you play Devastator, you hit your opponent in the base for 10, you hit them in the base for 8 with your Relentless, and then the next turn, they're dead. You defeat them after that. And other than that, it's just got, you know, the standard good green cards of Super Laser Tech, Overwhelming Barrage, Darth Vader. I was experimenting with the Grand Moff Tarkin in here to be another official for the Emperor's Royal Guard. Grand Admiral Thrawn is an official, so that helps. Colonel Yularen is an official, and that helps. Yularen also gets you healing, and in this deck, you needed to get as much healing as you could because you're trying to do 9 damage to your base with Galactic Ambition. So, yeah, we wanted whatever healing we could get. I threw in an escort skiff in the main to try to help against aggro or just literally any units, just to maybe be able to defeat a unit pretty early on. Boba Fett's a solid unit. I literally threw in one 7th Fleet Defender just to try to help fight against space, against aggro if I needed. In hindsight, Grand Moff Tarkin would probably be waylays. The 7th Fleet Defender would probably also be a waylay, because round 1, I played against a Chirrut player, and literally as soon as they sat down, I realized I had lost because I decided to put no waylays, not even in the sideboard. And I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, they made a gigantic Obi-Wan that had like 3 or 4 upgrades on it, and I died. So yeah, that match was not even close. But I did not win this event. I actually bubbled out of top 8, so I actually only got 9th with this. I went 3-2. But I really just wanted to share this because of the lessons that were learned here, because Galactic Ambition actually exceeded my expectations. It turns out really the only card in the game that you can play with Galactic Ambition is Relentless. And that's because Relentless stops the first event your opponent plays each phase. And that can get you the game. Especially against hard control decks, it really sucks for them to try to kill Relentless. And if you get to do that on a 6 resource turn or a 7 resource turn, and you ramped up to those turns, whew, it's pretty crazy. Relentless is crazy. Now, the hard counter to this is, unfortunately, Cantina Bouncer, which is in yellow Boba Fett. So probably you won't be able to main deck Galactic Ambitions. You'll probably just want to side them against hard control, because Cantina Bouncer, it's not an event, it's a unit. And you play Galactic Ambition, you play Relentless, and then yellow Boba says Cantina Bouncer back to your hand. So you basically skipped your turn, you discarded a card, and you took 9 damage. So you lose the game, basically. So that didn't happen to me, fortunately, even though I did actually beat a yellow Boba player with this deck. But yeah, it was pretty solid. But yeah, it needs waylays, and Galactic Ambition is probably a side deck card. But yeah, super fun. Whew, it's late. I'm yawning so much. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was fun. I've got, let me show you before you go. Hopefully you're not gone yet. I just wanted to show you. Not that you care. But this is the Mace Windu page. Yeah. And there's actually Mace Windus behind like each of these too, I think, except for the champion ones. I only have 2 champion ones. But and I've got 2 in the Chirrut deck still. So yeah, it's been a fun month. The showdowns have been really fun. Yeah, give Green Iden a chance. Pretty solid deck. Chirrut is an aggro deck. You need to think about it that way, I think, is part of my takeaway. You can probably fit 4 Cause I Believe in there, optimize that deck a little bit. And Galactic Ambition is not always a meme, I guess. I literally went into that day thinking it was going to be a complete meme. We're going to just joke around. And it, yeah. Play Relentless with Galactic Ambition. Oh my gosh, and my friend Greg that day, he did really well with a Han deck where he was main decking Relentless out of aspect in Han, and he was crushing other people with it. It's really funny against other Han decks too, like when you have that many resources and then you play it and then they can't play you Wing Reinforcement or Surprise Strike or anything. It was pretty crazy. So yeah, anyways, that is it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one.